Introduction. Elasticity refers to the relative responsiveness of a demand or supply curve in relation to any of its determinant. Elasticity of demand measures the response between the percentage changes in the quantity for a good with respect to the percentage changes in any of its determinant, such as price, income, and so forth. There are several kinds of elasticity of demand. Now we move to question 1. This is information that we got. Question 1.1, based on your calculation, determine whether the demand for this item is price elastic or inelastic. So for EDX, first EDX we got 1.67 and second EDX we got 2.4. So the answer for 1.1, what scenario in price elasticity is greater than 1? It shows that the demand for AMA item is price elastic. In both cases, a percentage change in price lead to the largest percentage change in quantity demanded. So this is the answer for question 1.2. We got 3 main points. First is price elastic demand. Since the demand is elastic, AMA operating in a price sensitive market. This means that the customer are responsive to change in price, and a decrease in price would lead to proportionally largest increase in quantity demand, resulting in higher total revenue. Second main point is the pricing strategy. AMA consider lowering her price to attract more customers and increase overall revenue. However, the price reduction should be carefully evaluated to ensure that the increase in quantity demanded compensates for lower price. Third main point is revenue generation. Inelastic demand often allow for higher price and potentially higher revenue per unit. However, in this case, AMA item have elastic demand, suggesting that a lower price could lead to increased total revenue. AMA should experiment with pricing strategy to find the optimal balance between price and quantity demand to maximize her overall revenue.
Okay, so moving on to question 2. This is the income elasticity analysis for mass body clothing items. So the first question is, calculate the income elasticity of demand for mass body clothing item by comparing the quantity demanded at the low income level with the moderated income level. Interpret whether the goods are normal or inferior based on the calculated income elasticity. So in the question 2.1, this is the calculation method, and the result is EY equals to 1. That is mean that this is the income elasticity of demand is equals to 1. This reflects to the unitary elasticity of demand. It shows that the good is normal goods. When a rise in income is 1%, it will lead to an increase in the quantity demanded. It also has a proportional relationship between change in income and demand. So for the question 2.2, based on the income elasticity result, classify a mass body clothing item into different types of goods, whether it's normal, inferior, or luxury. Provide a reasoning for classification, considering the relationship between changes in income and the quantity demanded. So based on question 2.1, it concludes that a mass body clothing item is a normal type of good. When EY equals to 1, type of good produced is a normal good. This means that the percentage increase in quantity demand matches the percentage increase in income. So moving on to question 3. This is the following table list for the cross price elasticity of demand for several goods, where the percent quantity change is measured for the first good of the pair and the percent price change is measured for the second good. So there is 2 types of goods, whether it's complementary or substitute. Okay, so moving on to question 3.1, explain the sign of each of the cross price elasticity. What does it imply about the relationship between the 2 goods in the questions? So if the cross price elasticity is positive, the goods are substitutes. An increase in the price of good A leads to an increase in the quantity demanded in good B. So if the cross price elasticity is negative, the goods are complementary. An increase in the price of good A leads to a decrease in the quantity demanded in good B. So if the cross price elasticity is zero, the goods are not related. So if the cross price elasticity of demand is positive, then the goods must be substituted. But if it is negative, the goods must be complementary. So for example, air conditioning units and kilowatts of electricity, the cross price elasticity of demand is negative 0.34. So the goods must be complementary because the amount is negative. So for another example, butter and margarine. So the cross price elasticity of demand is 1.54. So the goods must be substituted. For question 3.2, compare the absolute values of the cross price elasticities and explain their magnitudes. So for instance, cross price elasticity of McDonald's burger and Burger King is higher than Coke and Pepsi. So even though Pepsi and Coke are substitute, the relationship might be less elastic than the substitutability between McDonald's and Burger King burgers. This indicates lower responsiveness in the consumer behavior. So factors such as brand loyalty or perceived differences between the product could contribute in these lower absolute values.
So for the last question, which is question 4, consider a scenario in the market for a specific brand of laptops. The price of the laptops increased from $800 to $900, leading a manufacturer to increase its quantity supplied from 1,500 units to 1,800 units. The first question is, calculate the price elasticity of supply. For the second question, in the context of the laptop market scenario, discuss how technological advancements contribute to the elasticity or inelasticity of supply in the electronics industry. For the answer of questions 1, based on the formula given, elasticity supplies equals to quantity supplies 1 minus quantity supplies 0 over quantity supplies 0 times to price 0 over price 1 minus price 0. So we determine all the terms given, which is quantity supply 0 equals to 1,500 units, quantity supplies 1 equals to 1,800 units, or the price 0 is equals to $800 and price 1 is equals to $900. So we substitute all the terms given in the formula and we got the answer is 1.6. This shows that this is elasticity supply. In this case, as elasticity supplies greater than 1, supplies is very responsive to the price change. In system, this can adjust dynamically based on demand, price and network activity. The next question is, in the context of the laptop market scenario, discuss how technological advancement contribute to the elasticity or inelasticity supply in the electronics industry. The answer is, if the research and development in technology successful, it will result in faster production. When the higher in technology level, the more elastic the quantity supply will be. At the same time, production costs decrease and supply becomes more elastic and potentially to maximize the profit. So, in conclusion, the concept of elasticity of demand is an essential economic measure that helps to understand how sensitive the quantity demand of a good or service is to change in price. This consists of elastic versus inelastic demand, factors influencing demand, and price discrimination. On the other hand, income elasticity of demand is calculated to determine the types of good. Subsequently, cross elasticity of demand is calculated to determine the relationship of two products in case of complementary, substitute, or not related at all. As for the elasticity of supply, it helps in making the production planning, price allocation, and overall market. So that's all from me.